Welcome back. The Jamie and Joe Show is live, bigger and better than ever. So welcome back to my co-host, the one and only Joe Messino, looking better than ever, Joe. You're like a fine wine. You're getting better with age. And he is the Godfather. What's that on the wall, Joe? Is that a new picture?
Yeah, that was a very, very distinguished gift I received last month, commemorating my status as the Godfather, of course, by the one and only, the architect, Jamie Dorley.
I always want to be an architect, Joe. So, Joe, you have so many friends and family members and fans, and I'm sure you got probably hundreds of gifts during the holiday season because you celebrate all the holidays. So, would you say you have a favorite gift from last year? Is that it?
There it is.
Oh, well,
there it is.
Go.
Number
I'd
one.
like to take the credit, Joe, but you know me, I'm a team player. My entire team took a vote at Nutritional Frontiers and World of Wellness, and they said we got to get the Godfather something special. So that's from your people, Joe. They know you better than anyone else, and they figure that's the best gift to give.
Yes.
The gift that keeps on giving. So, well, welcome back, Joe. We're excited. We get through no matter what the weather is. Unlike FedEx and UPS, who shut down today, we are in the office at Nutritional Frontiers, and we're excited to kick off the season because this is cleansing season.
Yeah.
And there is so much misinformation out there. We want to clear it up so we can get clean and lean this year. So we got the new clean and lean kits we want to talk about. And before we do, just want to talk a little about, Nutritional Frontiers is a mission-driven, family-based, faith-based business. So we are a family-owned, faith-based, mission-driven business. And our mission, Joe, which you share, of course, is making the world healthy. So I know you do that with you and your family. We want to do that more than ever this year. And our vision is to help at least 1 million people per month. So it sounds like a big responsibility, yet when there's 300 million people in our country, it's less than 1%.
Jamie, great point. But, let's clarify that a little bit. We do it by empowering our doctors and practitioners, right? Then their reach expands. It's not a one-on-one. It's we get to them, they get to the patients, and then it expands and it multiplies from there.
Absolutely. I just did the Shake a Day Club. I did my power cleanse. I did my greens. I also added in the IgG. You down with IgG?
Oh, I'm loving the IgG.
And I use GI Complete. So we're not messing around this year, Joe.
Nope, not at all.
We're getting clean and lean this year. And, we have a lot of great people on our team with very similar values. So trust, honesty, integrity, service. And we're here to improve the patient outcomes is really our purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you improve patient outcomes, everybody wins. The patient, the doctor, Nutritional Frontiers, all of us, the world of wellness, we all win. And that's the way it should be, Jamie. When everybody wins, that produces an energy that just, right? We've been talking about energy a lot lately.
And our team has the experience, right? As we're flowing this year, Joe, flowing like water. We've been doing this quite a long time, and we always joke around how long we've been involved in it. But, man, I hit my 30-year anniversary, December 13th, 2021. Woo. 30 years, Joe.
Woo!
When I was younger, I was told 30 years got you the Cadillac, but maybe that's 40 years. We'll see. But we've been doing this a long time. Joe's been out there at the same time as me, helping people get healthy. And this is just to let you know that we are really committed to this field. We've been doing it for a long time. We have a personal interest and passion in it. And, we're here for the long haul. So Nutritional Frontiers can help with your business solutions. So it doesn't matter if you're a healthcare professional, staff, or patient, Joe. This works for everybody. So we want to help you with all the education and the training with the marketing, utilizing technology, helping people purchase. Doesn't matter if it's for yourself or your business, because we all want to help with that so that you can get what you need to maximize your outcomes. And we do a lot of fun ways. We do samples. What's your favorite sample, Joe?
The favorite sample is a tough one, But for me personally, my loyalty goes back to the number one product, the first one ever, Probezyme. Just can't beat it. Now it's in a sample form. It's been in samples for a while, and classic samples. Jamie, it's not a little baggie with a couple of chewables in it like we've seen other companies do. No, no, no. It's in an actual bottle with a seal and it's like you were buying an actual product, and you are, but you're just
Well,
getting
that's
a
great,
small
Joe. You
sample.
love the probes on. My favorite sample, you know what it is?
Sleep time.
Close. Calm Day.
All
The
day.
January sample of the month, Joe. So that's why it's my favorite this month. And actually, a friend of mine got their order, and he said, I used the Calm Day. And he says, it really helped me sleep that night. I said, you can use it for sleep or take the edge off during the day. And of course, we have a whole lineup of events this year, and we want to see you at one of our events, either live or by the stream.
Right.
So it always starts with our NF for Life lifestyle program. And did you get a copy yet, Joe, of your patient program book?
Sure did. One, I got it hot off the presses. That's the benefit of being the Godfather.
And you start working on your goals for this year?
Oh, without a doubt. Push-ups increased this morning.
Oh, there we go. So the great thing is we have this new book. It's the NF for Life patient program. These are free books. And what they do is help outline the program for the year. And I really like it because it's a workbook. So you know me, Joe, I like to write, of course. So I got my copy right here, right? I got my NF pen. And I'm setting down all my goals for the year, my intention, and really taking this program to heart because we have a fantastic program. And it's the foundations are really the key.
Right.
When you're eating the right foods and you're getting the right water and getting the movement in and sleep, elimination. And I think the big one is emotional wellness. So I want to thank Kara Heinrich on our team. She won the sales award last year, Joe. She helped so many people as an inside sales professional. She got acknowledged and got the award. So I want to thank Kara because she gave me a book on yoga and meditation. And I've been practicing it on the weekend. I tell you what, it's been very helpful. So the emotional wellness, all these things are the foundation, and we build it up with product and nutritional food-based supplementation. That way, Joe, it's not a pill for an ill at the top. And hey, if you got a joint problem, we can add in something like HA+. But this is more of a foundation that you can build your pyramid, and you're only as strong as what you stand on. So what are your thoughts?
Well, everything is about the foundation. I love the pyramid. Just for that reason alone. The reason they stand so long and they beat the test of time is because of their foundation. And so if we don't work on the foundations, and many times, Jamie, you and I called it going back to basics, right? But you've got to work on the basics. You've got to work on the foundation. Then you have a solid base to build on, and you can narrow it down to that fine tuning point at the top.
And that's a really key on this program. And you go to the next one, Phil, is that we're trying to establish the foundation so it's food-based, right? When you look at Nutritional Frontiers, like I mentioned, we are a faith-based, family-owned Pittsburgh business, right? We got some great people on our team. Pittsburgh, born and bred, most of us, of course, right? So hardworking, very disciplined and dedicated, and just good, solid people. And then you look at the product line, Joe, you've been around since the inception, right? So
Yes,
high
sir.
quality, clinically proven therapeutic formulas with patented research ingredients, right? So we have the Wellness Center. We've utilized all the different case studies and all the different companies' ingredients, and we use them all, Joe. We use them all at the Wellness Center. We use Nutritional Frontiers. We use Metagenics, Douglas Labs, Integrative Therapeutics, Allergy Research, Standard Process, right? We use all the companies and we see what ingredients work the best. And then we want to create unique delivery systems, maximize bioavailability and compliance. So what do you like for a delivery system? You had mentioned a chewable before. What else do you like?
I love the fact that we have them all. That's what I like, Jamie. I like powders, chewables, liquids, you name it. And we have the creams as well. We have the transdermal cream on top of it. Where other people came in with topicals, we said, nah, not good enough. We got to go transdermal. So the variety of delivery methods is what I love. I love it.
Come to our events or call us or go to the Wellness Center. Ask your doctor. We have samples that taste great and you can feel the results. So you're either going to taste it or feel it or both. So when we look at the quality, we prove that every formula at Nutritional Frontiers is made in an FDA inspected, CGMP certified manufacturing facility. And Joe, I got a special announcement to make. Now that Nutritional Frontiers is under my ownership 100%, after we evolved from the estate of Dr. Weiner, we just got our new FDA registration as a new business.
Wow. Woo.
So this
Round of
sets the
applause.
stage for us to be CGMP certified for distribution at this building. So we're really excited about it. These are big steps the company's making. Everything's guaranteed for purity and potency. And I think the difference is when we look at the patented research trademark ingredients, a company our size, growing and young and successful, over 35 ingredients we're using. And the reason we do is there's no toxic ingredients. These are highest quality, right? And we look at the delivery systems, they're going to maximize the bioavailability and compliance. And you get better results because you're following the program. They're more comprehensive and it's the best value. So no one's going to outservice us, Joe. I know you're committed 100%. And we want to improve your results and your profits. Doesn't matter if you're a business or a consumer, you get that, but the best value. And you got to join our schedule, Joe. We have so many events this year scheduled. The last part of this whole compliance and quality is that we test every ingredient, Joe, of every formula for purity, potency, and contamination. There's an example of some of the certifications. Everything's made in the USA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything is. And, I don't think we can't take lightly the fact that we use, over 35, maybe over 40 patented research trademarked ingredients, because, a lot of companies, God bless them, they get one and they think it's the greatest thing there is in the world. And that's good for them. One's good. It's a start. But boy, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen another company that uses this many. So that's not something to take lightly, Jamie, because it answers that age-old question. Where's the science? Where's your studies? Well, here they are.
You look at the percentage of formulas. We've got about 200 really high-quality formulations. So, we're running almost 20% of, the number of formulas versus the ingredients. So a lot of these products have them in it. And today we really want to focus a little more on detox. So do you need a detox, Joe? If you're not sure, hold your answer. I'll give it to you in 1, 2, 3. Ready? Simple as 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the US EPA study, xenobiotic, done in 1982. If that doesn't convince you, let's look at some signs and symptoms we all have. And if that's not enough, let's take the test, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's look at that EPA study. This is back all the way in 1982. Go to the next slide, Phil. The 1982 study, this looked at xenobiotic compounds. Why is this a concern, Joe? Because xenobiotic is outside the body, not found in nature.
Right.
This all started in the 20s with plastics. And what they found is when they looked at over 33,000 people in 44 cities, is that enough of a population for the study, Joe?
I think that's a good sampling, Jamie. Yeah.
And what they found is when they tested for the top 5 chemicals, plastics, pesticides, solvents, perfumes, dioxins, 100% of people had these toxins stored in their fat cells. Do you think it's gotten any better since 1982?
No, it's gotten worse.
Absolutely. Let's show you some of the symptoms you may be suffering with. Well, how many people you know have gas and bloating, low energy, right? Mood swings, weakened immune system, trouble losing weight, cravings, right? These are all things that are very common. And if you want to back it up a little more, Joe, I know you did very well on your scores. How many people have actually seen the toxicity test?
Yeah, well, if they're not involved with Nutritional Frontiers, they haven't seen it. It's that simple.
These are available for free. They're in a new Clean and Lean kit. It's a very simple test. So there's 3 ways right there to quantify if you need a detox. So what's the answer, Joe?
Yes, you need a detox.
100%. Everyone needs a detox. So what are some of the things we're concerned with when you go to a deeper level, Joe? A lot of these environmental toxins, right? So you're getting toxic elements in the water, in food, dental work, there's a lot of ways you get exposed to these things. Mold, a lot of people have, of course, all the pesticides and pollutants. There's a lot of things people are exposed to, and the body was not designed to break them down because they don't exist on the planet.
Yeah,
So,
Jamie, I think something that people need to understand, and you've said this many times, and that is the word detox. When people think of it, most people think it's something they have to actually do. Whereas your body, as you've said, detoxes every single day. Go through the ways that your body already naturally detoxifies on a daily basis.
so when you look at it, what are some of the health issues associated with these toxins we're exposed to, right? Well, of course, the big one is cancer.
Yes.
Right? Just was with a friend recently. His son had suffered from cancer. They actually tied it into Roundup.
Wow.
Yep, civil
Big
action
effort.
lawsuit. And they show that you get a lot of these things from those chemicals. You're exposed to them if you get any kind of injections with any vaccines. It could be in fish, paint. There's so many different ways you ingest these, and sometimes this could be overwhelming for people.
Right. I think people need to understand, Jamie, that any of these toxins, any of them, no matter what the source, whether you ingest it, whether it's environmental, whether it's through chemicals, through the air, once it's in your body, it's there. It stays until we actively make the effort to get it out.
So let's look at fish, right? Because fish is a healthier choice for food. We know that, right? We need to have a plan and be aware that some fish is actually contaminated. So the simple rule of thumb is, number one, do not eat it if it's farm raised. You may think
Right.
it sounds like it's healthier on the farm. Absolutely not. So it has to be wild fish. And then let's look at the next slide because we wouldn't have actually a plan, Joe. So high means you got to be very careful. That's a once in a blue moon, right? Special occasion. If you do that every few months, maybe not so bad. Medium could be monthly, and then low could be weekly. So you need a strategy in place. And it's interesting, Joe, when you look at the fish, the older, the fatter, the larger the fish, the more mercury, just like people. So these are stored in fat cells. You got to be careful with the fish. What about the produce, Joe?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's the common misconception that if you're just eating produce, you're doing a healthy choice. Well, you got to take it a step further because there are some produce, fruits and vegetables that are so toxic that you got to get them organic, Jamie, because it's almost impossible with all the crevices. Like you see the strawberries there, it's almost impossible for you to get everything out of it once that toxin has been sprayed on it. So you got to go organic on these.
Absolutely. So not all foods are bad, and we are swimming in the sea of toxicity, but we want to talk about some good things, Joe, because generally when you hear out in the marketplace, Joe, not in the field of nutrition, right, but in the marketplace, you hear about what you got to eliminate for a cleanse. How often they talk about what do you need to give to the body, because this is a highly nutrient-dependent process.
Yes.
So it takes the right balance of fruits,
Right.
vegetables, foods, and nutrients to do this. Why is this so important, Joe?
Well, because your body goes through these these tasks every day. When you wake up and just live, Jamie, your body needs to go through many metabolic processes to support that. And then if you work and if you work out and if you're active, that's more metabolic processes. Well, a detoxification is a third, maybe fourth metabolic process your body's trying to support with the nutrients it has. So you've got to fortify even further to make sure that you can handle the task of the detox.
Yeah, we're exposed to things all over, and you have some extreme examples of this, like such as the water issue in Flint, Michigan, right? Loaded with bacteria and lead. Those are just some of the common things that are found, but the levels were so high. They're admitting, Joe, about 12,000 children were exposed. So that tells me times it by 10, right? Probably 120,000 or maybe 1 million people, right? And it's not just kids. I mean, adults too. So we look at detoxifying. We want to look at the cellular level, Joe. This is not a colon cleanse. It's not a laxative. It's not designed to make you run to the restroom to say, hey, I lost 3 pounds today. This is more to help detoxify you at the cellular level, which takes some really advanced nutrition to do that. So let's go to the next one. That's what we're talking about with the Clean and Lean Kit, Joe. Advanced Phase 4 cellular detoxification. So we got to remember that detox, as you had mentioned, it's a process of improving cellular function. Where do things go wrong when you're doing this?
They go wrong at the cellular level. That's where everything starts. So we've got to address it there. And you do that by using highly fortified nutrients to make sure that at the cellular level, the pathways are clear.
Yeah, we call it Phase 4 because Phase 1 and 2 is in the liver, Phase 3 is in the kidneys, and Phase 4 is in the bowels. And we're the first ones in the industry of nutrition, Joe, to do complete Phase 4 cellular detoxification.
That's right.
And we're really proud of some of these new formulas. So here's the kit. We're not selling you a product. Here's the kit. These are food-based nutrition. So when you look at that pyramid earlier we showed, Joe, you can accomplish every level of the pyramid by following the kit's program. Isn't that fantastic?
That makes it so, you know what? How many times have you and I said, it's simple, but it's not easy? Well, guess what,
Let's go
folks?
back to the kit, please, Phil.
Yeah,
So
this made it
includes
easy.
the toxicity test, Joe, right?
Yep.
It includes a detox guide that lays out the program. I always say do 1, 2, or 3 shakes a day. That's
Minimum
it.
of 1.
Simple.
Minimum.
Do the NF for Life patient book now included in there. Do a scoop of the cleansing greens, and each time you do, take a couple of the Live Complete and mix it right up in your blender bottle. That's it. 1 scoop of cleanse, 1 scoop of greens. Your vitamin, Joe, is it in there?
It's in there, just like
Is your
Mama's
minerals
sauce.
in there?
They're in there.
Is your superfoods in there?
The superfoods, the excellent superfoods are in there. Chlorella,
Micro, macro, essential fatty acids,
vitamins,
it's all in there.
minerals.
It's like Joe's sauce. It's all in there.
It's in there.
So let's break it down and go to the next one and look at actually what happens in Phase 1 and 2 in the liver. You take this fat-soluble toxin. Now, it takes a lot of vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients to break this down. We're just simplifying this. You have that intermediate compound. Now, Joe, here's where the traffic jam starts. If you don't have the right methylating nutrients in there, so you're supporting conjugation, methylation, sulfation, glucuronidation, all the 8 steps of Phase 2. If you're lacking any of those key nutrients, Joe, you don't detoxify that toxin. So what happens to it? It circulates and stores. Now it gives you things like headaches and maybe digestion problems, joint pain. It can give you any of those symptoms we talked about. So we want to get it through Phase 2, so it's a harmless molecule that we're ready to excrete. So let's look at Phase 3 and 4. So we look at Phase 1, just a quick recap. There's certain nutrients involved to do this, and then again, they are weakened. So glucuronidation, conjugation, all the different things I just mentioned, all important. We hear methylation a lot, but there's about 8 other parts of this. They're all amino acid driven. So you need the right amino acids in there. That's why the water and juice fast that used to be really common, no good. Why?
No good. No nutrients involved. None.
So actually become more toxic sometimes when you do this. So be careful. So let's break it down, Joe. Here's all the different nutrients you need in Phase 1. Do you like how our team put this together?
This is beautiful. It makes it so easy to follow.
And this is the SFD, as they would say, right? The shitty first draft. So we updated it already. It's coming soon, but you get the idea. Nutrients in Phase 1, nutrients in Phase 2, and then we're going to look at nutrients in Phase 3, which are through the kidneys and then through the bowels. So 3 and 4, kidneys and urinary tract. How many people, Joe, do you see that are suffering from inability to clear out their toxins through the lymph system or their kidneys?
Right. Absolutely. It happens so often. And people come in sometimes, Jamie, and the questions are, how, that they're usually surrounding that phase, right? But they don't realize they've got to go through the proper first, second, and third to get to these phases. All right? They want to just clean it out.
Absolutely. Now you got to clean it out. All these toxins out in the water-soluble molecule can be excreted. If not, the only toxins you're cleaning out, Joe, are in the colon. Sometimes you need to do that. If you're constipated, or have a lot of fecal contamination in there, you need to flush that out. I'm with you. But how do you start pulling all those toxins out of there, right? Because you have a couple of things going on. Famous quote was genetics loads the gun and lifestyle pulls the trigger, right? So we got to go back to the unhealthy lifestyle because those are the things that we have control over. So let's go to the next one. We look at these detoxification pathways, Joe. Where are some of the traffic jams? Well, we have our genetic code, right? We have these SNP, SNP, single nucleotide polymorphism. The most famous one is the MTHFR,
right?
You know, the methylation, right? Where your inability to methylate properly. So that's just one of many. Let's go to the next one. So we call it biohacking your genes, Joe. What does that mean, biohack?
That means getting into the biology of it and making a difference, making a change at the cellular level through proper intervention of nutrients.
Yeah, think about someone who hacks into your computer, right? They're bypassing your security. So we want to biohack your body and bypass your genetic limitations. So we can actually change the genes, Joe, right? So we call it epigenetics. That's what we're talking about. We're able to change not your genes, but how they work. And we do that with our lifestyle program. We have the solutions for you. Let's go to the next one. These are all the patented research ingredients, Joe, otherwise known as Nutritional Frontiers biohackers.
I like that.
You like that, huh?
Good one, James. Yep, good one.
We'll go to the next one, Phil. All right, so I'm going to give you some insider trading secrets. This is how Nutritional Frontiers creates these PRT biohacking formulas, right? We look at the ingredients that work in our wellness center. We've been working with product lines down there for what, 40 years plus?
Sure.
Easily. We select the facility based on their expertise, right? Just like you, when you're importing your extra virgin olive oil from the homeland, you make sure they're the experts in olive oil. Same with this. It's really important because the quality and the specialty of their formulations and their facilities. We look at the PRT ingredients, we create the formula, we test it, then remember, every product is tested, right, Joe?
Every single one, yes, sir.
Then based on the testing, we create the label, and then we test the results, and then we test the formula for results. Then we launch it on a national basis. So some of the newer formulas that we launch on a national basis, Joe, some of your favorites, Power Cleanse, Live Complete, and Lean Greens. There they are. We got 2 powders on the left and a capsule on the right. So if you're going to do if somebody wanted just a capsule, can you do the Live Complete on its own?
Absolutely. Yes,
Sure.
You're doing way more than you would ever have done before.
Right, and you're exposed to toxins on a daily basis. You know, maybe you work in the paint field or you're around chemicals, right? Yep. Even going to the beauty parlor, Joe, getting your nails and hair done. You know, you're exposed to these things, right? So you can take that. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. You want to break down those fat cells. So Live Complete can be short-term, mid-term, or long-term. In addition, you could add in the greens and Power Cleanse. That's a shake-a-day club. So I do 1 scoop of greens and 1 scoop of Power Cleanse. And even the days I don't want to do it, if I do it, Joe, I feel better. So what is the Power Cleanse? This is the most complete powdered food you can take on the market. So it has all your carbs, your fiber, your protein, your coconut oil, and now it has all your vitamins and minerals, plus things like DMG. So this is a high quality powdered food, which you take and you make into a smoothie. So I like to add the greens to it for nutritional content. Here's all your prebiotic, probiotic, and enzymes, all your superfoods, and things you're not going to find in a grocery store, Joe. Tell us about one nutrient in here you can't find in a grocery store.
Well, there's lots of them, but my favorite is got to be the superfood, the cracked cell Chlorella. That's something that you'll never find in a grocery store.
Wait a minute, cracked cell, that means it's not good if it's cracked?
Good point. No, that means that this particular nutrient in nature is very hard for us to absorb and assimilate. But that's because the outer shell of it is very hard to break. So when it's broken and it's open, the body can assimilate it. If you see chlorella and you don't see cracked cell, you're not going to get the benefit.
And that's just one of many nutrients. My favorite ingredient in there is actually the Imodium, the patented research trademark, most bioavailable oral glutathione on the market. And that's in the Live Complete. It's also in the greens, Joe.
That's
so
right.
Either way, you're covered with the Imodium. Why Live Complete? Wow, Joe, look at this lineup of ingredients. Any one of these on its own would be a home run. This is the Grand Slam, the Hall of Fame formula for Live Detox because it supports all 4 phases, Joe. So let's break down the ingredients and talk about which phase they're covering. Well, the glutathione is phase 1 and phase 2. Let's go back to the previous slide. Curcumin, phase 1. What about the grapeseed extract, Joe? Activin.
Yes, absolutely. Phase 2, 3, absolutely. You need those nutrients in there for that.
Then we have VitaCholine. This is great for liver, brain, and nervous system. You don't just detoxify in your liver. You detoxify in every cell in your body. That's one of the misunderstandings about detoxification,
Yes.
Joe. People think it's just in the liver. This whole phase 1 and phase 2 occurs throughout the body, right? And then we have Bacillus coagulans. Look at that quote at the bottom. It's been found that the intestinal microbiota contributes to metabolism of xenobiotics, Joe, and heavy metals. Did we just learn about xenobiotics?
Yes, absolutely. They're bad. Very, very bad.
Who has them?
Everybody that's exposed to what's going on out there today.
So we put those nutrients in there because these are the latest proven ingredients in the research that shows that they're going to address all these different areas of toxicity. What about uva ursa, one of your favorites, Joe?
Well, that's one of the ones that is directly related to phase 3 with the urinary tract and being able to support the elimination through urine. And it's got to be there, James.
Oh, we added in non-corn, non-GMO, the most hypoallergenic vitamin C on the market from acerola, a little burdock root, milk thistle, of course, DMG and selenium. So this is a power-packed formula. I haven't seen anything on the market like it. And I don't think the big companies would even go near it.
And I love the Bacillus coagulans because it's soil-based, it's a spore-based probiotic. It's the original probiotic that we were always exposed to. And it's just, for that matter alone, it's going to be that much more effective.
So here are some of the ingredients from our partners at Gnosis. So this is a methylation homocysteine chart. And you see the quadrifolic acid, which we haven't really talked about today. This is the active folate. A lot of people know about folic acid dysfunction and the metabolic process of folic acid. It's called the MTHFR, right? The genetic SNP for that, which is very common. They're saying 40% of the population, which means probably 90% of people that have all these chronic conditions, such as what? Could be anything as far as mood, which is brain, cardiovascular, right? Liver, gut, immune system. These are all tied into it. And then the other ingredient is the Imodium. So these are 2 key nutrients that we put together. We're the only one that's done that so far.
Yeah, it's interesting, Jamie. I had somebody we did an Oligo scan on the other day down at the World of Wellness, and his folate was the lowest I've ever seen. The red line was all the way to the edge. And obviously and I said, what are you taking? Oh, I take a multi. Well, yeah, he took a multi with old folic acid. And, obviously he had that genetic SNP where he cannot absorb folic acid. And we had to put him immediately on the methyl quadrifolic. So we'll see an improvement, I'm sure, there.
Oh, it's a great idea, Joe. So what's the research on the Imodium? Well, here's an interesting study, Joe. What they did is they depleted glutathione levels, right, by power intoxication, right? So they depleted the levels, and they see how can they build them back up. Regular glutathione, the GSH, did about a 50% improvement. NAC, N-acetylcysteine, was about 66%. Wow. Look at the emollient. 140%, Joe.
That's off the chart. I mean, that's not even, you can't even compare the other two to that. That's an amazing difference. And, Jamie, years ago, GSH was the only thing available, and it was helping some people. But boy, we've come a long way.
Yeah, almost 3 times the difference.
3 times.
So, of course, turmeric, Joe, take this one because I know you have a lot of experience with turmeric. You're a big proponent of the curcumin.
Yeah, it's always a matter of, how much we absorb and assimilate. And, if you're taking curcumin in other products and it's not this patented research trademark form, will you get some benefit? Yeah, you'll get a little benefit. Will it hurt you? No, not at all. But what we want to do is get maximum benefit. This is a powerful antioxidant, powerful anti-inflammatory. It's going to work at the levels that other nutrients just won't work. So why not get the most absorbable, the most with the longest life in the body, half-life in the body as well. Okay, we got a good 12-hour half-life on this, and it's proven, it's patented, it's researched, and it was done in a way where a lot of the other studies weren't, Jamie, and that is it was done in a population that did not consume a lot of turmeric or a lot of curry in their diet, whereas a lot of the studies were done in India where it's a natural part of their food and their diet. So this is head and shoulders above every other turmeric out there because it will absorb, you will assimilate it, and it'll last the longest of any I've seen out there in the body. So it's going to work longer.
Yeah, so we can go to the next one after this. So here's the actual improvement, Joe. 46% improvement over other curcumins like the phytosome that we've used.
Yes.
Right? So this is a new next generation curcumin from the same company, OmniActive, that came out with the ingredient we used for the 2020, right?
And you know what, James? Some people got results on these other ones. Can you imagine what they're going to get now?
Absolutely. So this is a concentrated form, excellent form, and 46% better than some of the other standard curcuminoids on the market.
Right.
We also got the quadrifoliate, Joe. So when they say 4th generation, what does that mean?
Well, that means that it's gone through 3 other iterations here, and it's gotten to the point now where they have found that with this SNP, this genetic SNP, where people cannot absorb any other form of folic acid, then this is the form that is the only one that they're going to use and have available to them that they're going to actually absorb. This is the 4th generation. We've gone through that many. And I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of formulas and ingredients go through 2 and 3 different generations, both in our industry and here at Nutritional Frontiers. But what this means is you're now going to have the nutrient that will be absorbed. It'll be bioavailable. And you know what? You don't need to have the SNP. Everybody absorbs it better. That's the bonus. That's the bonus.
And here's an example of that, Joe. They had couples with recurrent miscarriages, and they added in the folic acid, right, the active folate. And what they found is that they've had 13 more pregnancies just based on the folate. So if you're trying to conceive, this is really important. We actually have in our Woman's Complete, which is really from menstruation all the way through menopause, and it has all the nutrients you need. So the Woman's Complete would be a great formulation for a woman during childbearing years. Let's go to the next one. So Activin, Joe, tons of studies on Activin. Let's go to the next slide. Looking at vitamin E, vitamin C, and vitamin A versus Activin by itself, and then all 3 together, which was interesting, was that they only use 20 milligrams. We use 100.
Yes.
So we're using 5 times the levels that they use in the studies.
Yeah. Oh, Activin has always been one of my favorite ingredients, Jamie. Well, it's the most powerful grapeseed extract available out there.
And we didn't stop there, Joe. We kept going. We added in the vitacholine from our partners there at Trax and Albion. And the vitacholine is an excellent form of choline, really important for not only brain, nervous system, but also liver function. So again, the research ingredient, excellent ingredient, not only for the Woman's Complete, but the greens Power Cleanse, and of course, the Live Complete.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joe, chlorella is your favorite ingredient. I'll let you take this one home.
Well, it's been known for a long, long time, Jamie, that chlorella is the first superfood. And they base that on the fact that it has the highest amount of nutrients per gram of this nutrient, milligram in some cases, but per gram, the highest amount, the most nutrient dense food on the planet. So if you need to be at a low weight level and high nutrient level, chlorella is it. Now, in addition to that, it is a chelator, a natural chelator. And this word chelate means it comes from the Greek word meaning to claw. So it will bind to those toxins and pull them, scrape them, claw them out of the cells so they can then be metabolically processed with the rest of stage 3 and 4 of the detoxification process.
Yeah, and here's a published study on non-alcoholic fatty liver disease where they use chlorella to lower liver enzymes, which is very common these days.
Yeah, and
of course,
liver
selenium,
enzymes go up a lot with people on medications. So this is vital for anybody on any kind of
yeah,
pharmaceutical
and anybody
medicine.
eating processed foods or
Yeah,
maybe exposed to chemicals in the water or on food. I mean, we're swimming in the sea of toxicity, and it may present itself in a different fashion to different people, but you need this whole foundation of nutrients to get the job done, Joe. You know, vitamin C is not enough anymore. We need biohackers.
yes, we do. Selenium,
They're
methionine,
perfect form
excellent.
with genetic predisposition and this toxicity world we live in. So something as simple as selenium, it's shown here with published studies, effective in counteracting the chemical carcinogens, right?
Mhm.
But you got to use the right type of selenium, methionine. This is the difference on using the right ingredients versus the right ingredients in the right forms.
Absolutely. Selenium is probably one of those sleeper nutrients that people don't hear about a lot, but it's very powerful. And for the immune system, it's vital. And
The
so it's
Gerson
something that
Institute has
every,
research using just selenium. We're not making any claims here. Just selenium to boost the immune system for HIV patients. That's the
right.
Gerson Institute, one of the top facilities in the country. So DMG, of course, Joe, U.S. patent. This is one of 5 on the treatment of inflammatory disease. This is on autoimmune rheumatoid arthritis.
That
So
is powerful, Jamie, because the word autoimmune is all over the place right now. And
it's
this
only
is
getting
something,
bigger.
yes, this is something that should be in
Yeah,
everybody's.
people are told when they have autoimmune, 1 is genetics, 2 is nothing you can do about it. Well, what if
Right.
you had a biohacker? The doctor's right. When she says she can't help you, she's right. She can't.
That's right.
Why would you go back to her if she can't? Try someone else, folks. These are all biohackers. We've had
Right.
amazing results on people like this. Next one, Phil. So it's time to detox, Joe. Let's make it simple and easy for people. This is somebody who just used the power cleansing green. So we have some case studies. His liver enzymes were elevated, and in less than 3 months, they normalized just by doing 1 shake per day.
Wow, that's powerful.
There it is, taking up the Cleveland Clinic, Joe. Less than 3 months, normalized, and got back down to 34 where it should be. Now, what if he didn't go to the doc? What if he didn't do the detox kit by Nutritional Frontiers? Who knows where that would go?
The only
Now,
place they can go is up.
It may take a year. It may take 5. It may take 10, right? We don't know.
Right.
This is actually a client of ours, and he went on the power cleansing greens, 1 scoop of each, and in 1 month lost 30 pounds.
30 pounds, 1 month.
It's his words, Joe, not mine.
Yep.
He says, I love what you guys are doing. There's a lot of scams on the market. You guys are doing it right. Feeling great. Thanks for the help. And that was post-holiday last year. So, people are probably up. He could have been up 5, 7, 8 pounds, right?
Sure.
So you flush that out because your body's toxic. And what happens when it's toxic? It holds water. It holds fluid. You know why? Your solution to pollution is dilution.
That's right.
It's
And
going to
that goes
hold the
back to
water in the wrong place.
It all goes back to the 4 phases. It's all getting stuck. It's getting stuck in one of those phases, and it could be phase 3 and phase 4. Most likely it is.
So we got some case studies there. We're going to end it right here, Joe. I'm going to go to the end, Phil. One more. There we go. Go back to that one. So here's a Clean and Lean kit now available on Nutritional Frontiers. We've utilized it for people with weight loss, elevated liver enzymes, people for looking just be healthy, more energy. Anyway, overall, really simple. Do 1, 2, or 3 shakes a day. This is food-based, so when you do a shake for breakfast, you don't need to eat, Joe.
Oh, exactly. It's got everything in there: micronutrients, macronutrients, good fat, and the high potent nutrients that will help in the whole process. So it's all in one. And many have tried to do this in the past, James. Nobody's been able to come up with one like this that tastes great.
And we're less than 20 weeks away, Joe, from bikini season, which starts Memorial Day. If you're in some of the nicer weather areas, it never ends. So, let's get you back into your best shape this year. And it starts with this program, right? Food-based nutrition, lifestyle, and the key nutrients your body needs.
All in one. There it is. Simple and easy.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Philly Phil. I got a couple of questions here on my phone. How many shakes a day do you recommend is the first question.
Well, you just said it. 1, 2, or 3, depending on your level. So take the toxicity test, and then you'll know how many you need.
Look, there's certain days, the reason we don't make it so strict, because some days you may need to have a lunch with a client from work, right? Some days you may need to have breakfast with your mom or grandma. So we make it so you have a little bit of flexibility. I always say start every day with a shake, because when you do that, Joe, what you're doing is there's a sequence of events hormonally with blood sugar raise and insulin and fat storage. When you get that under control, you'll feel better mentally because your brain feeds on glucose. The problem is when the glucose levels are up and down, your mood's up and down. So the first report I get back, Joe, is better mental energy and less cravings. How about you?
Well, absolutely. It's the energy level that I hear most. Okay. And the fact that they're satisfied. They're not hungry. They're not craving, the carbohydrates and the sweets, because it fulfills the nutrients at that level. So your body is not starving. You eat these other things, Jamie, you're still hungry because you're starving for nutrients.
Well, thanks so much. One last call is, can you stay on the power cleansing greens after the cleanse program?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Have a greens drink every single day, and then use the power cleanse when you need a good fortified meal, period.
Meal or snack, right? It works great. That's why I love doing it in the morning. Put a scoop of greens, scoop of power cleanse together, and you're set for the first 3-4 hours of your day. Nothing to worry about. And I tell you what, for the value you get of everything in there, including your multivitamin and mineral, it's fantastic. So
and remember, your body detoxes every single day. So that means that's something that, don't be afraid of it. Yes, you can use this. It's a superfood. Use it on a daily basis.
And we had quite a few people congratulating us for FDA registration for the new business. So thanks so much for all the kind words out there. Thanks to Philly Phil in the studio. Thanks to the one and only the Godfather, Mr. Joe Messino. And thanks for all the incredible people out there supporting Nutritional Frontiers as we continue on our mission of making the world healthy. Have a great day, and God